Hello, my angels. I just had to sit down and record this quickly because I have had a revelation with Spirit. I feel like I already knew this, but I was asking Spirit some questions around manifestation and I want to share it with you. So, when we manifest, what we do is we decide what we want and we remove the beliefs, right? The limiting beliefs that make us feel like we don't deserve that specific thing. And then we just wait, we just allow it to come to us when the time is right. And I was questioning that with Spirit. I was like, why when the time is right? Because surely the time is right now. If we've removed the blocks and we've worked on our mindset and we believe we deserve it, then why do we have to just trust the divine timing? Because I get divine timing, but if time exists all at once, which Spirit tell me, right, that time exists all at once, nothing is linear. So therefore, I can just decide to have my manifestation and have it now. So I have my pen and paper here. So if I look down, that's why, because when I was talking to Spirit, I was writing everything down. So the question specifically that I asked is, if frequency is how we manifest, removing the blocks. So what Spirit always tell me is that in order to gain your manifestation, you have to change your frequency, raise your vibration. And how we do that is by removing the blocks that hold us back. And by blocks, I mean limiting beliefs. I asked, if frequency is how we manifest and time doesn't exist, it's all happening at once, then why can't I just decide to have it now? Like right now? Why do I have to just wait for it? Right? And Spirit said you can. Because me waiting for it is the block. They said you haven't removed the block, because the block is you not believing that it is in the now, that it already exists. And I will explain why, because we are as human linear, right? Spirit said to me, life is a process and it's about processing your emotions and the experiences that we have in life. You're still seeing it as time, which obviously I was like, well, I'm not seeing it as time because I know I deserve it and I want it now and that's it. And they said, even the present moment is a time. It comes, the manifestation comes when it's ready, because your conscious mind says it's ready, not your subconscious. And I believe that's because our subconscious is where we remove our limiting beliefs and our conscious is where we are consciously every day. So what Spirit was telling me is that the block I had wasn't about the limiting beliefs. It wasn't about believing I deserve it. It was actually my conscious day to day. Even though everything is playing out at once in the eyes of Source, in the eyes of a human, in every human, we see everything as linear. So your frequency shifts linear and you receive linear, because that's the way we see things, right? I said, well, so how do I stop that? How do I stop waiting? How do I stop it being linear and taking I take time to remove the blocks out of my subconscious, to which Spirit told me that wasn't the block in this specific case. What I do have to say, though, I'm just going to cut in here. What I do have to say is, this is for those of you that have worked on those limiting beliefs, right? If there is something that you want to manifest, I want you to sit and ask yourself, do I deserve this? Do I believe I deserve this? Are there any blocks holding me back? Right? Because it's the ones in the subconscious. If there's a specific career we want to manifest, but we don't believe we're quite good enough, they're beliefs in our subconscious mind that we have created from past experiences that need to be rewired through affirmations, through healing work, through releasing of the past. That's the subconscious. Spirit here are talking about our actual conscious and what we're doing every day, which obviously also has such a massive effect. I think because I'm someone that does a lot of healing work, I sometimes always see the blocks as, our subconscious and the healing and what we need to work on in order to make it a reality. And I do all this work around the manifestation. I know I believe it. And then I'm like, okay, I just have to trust the divine and divine timing. But that's why I asked the question, because I was like, divine timing, it doesn't even exist because it all exists at once. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say. So I asked, so I said, well, how do I stop doing that? How do I stop, um, you know, waiting almost? Like, how do I just know that it's going to be right now? And they said, the way that you make it right now is by knowing that it's going to be right now. And the way you do that is you appreciate the now. Decide it's yours and be in the present. The presence is the key to to everything existing in the now. If you are in the now, then your manifestation is in the now. So I continued to dig a little bit more and I said, what do we physically do then? So I know that when we have limiting beliefs and blocks around a manifestation, I have the tools to work on my mindset to remove that. So what do I physically do to be in the present? And they said, you just be. You appreciate how you are, you be in the moment as much as possible. And I feel like this is the key that I've been missing, which is why I want to share it with you all, is that being completely present and in the moment is sometimes not being completely present and in the moment is then creating blocks for our manifestations to not come in. So we have to try and appreciate the now as much as we can and not think about the future at all. Obviously, day to day, because we are human, there are always things that we need to do, and we think about, oh, what have I got to do next? What have I got to do next? And if we do that in relation to our manifestation, it's going to create blocks. So what Spirit are telling me is that as much as you can, and I'm seeing like 80% is what they're giving me, 80% of your day, of your conscious thought processes needs to be present, is what I just heard. Appreciate life, knowing that you're fully in the moment. Don't think about what's coming and just be. And I believe that they're giving me that 80% because obviously we are in the human existence, like they stated earlier. We're in the human existence, so therefore we think, well, what have I got to do next? Okay, I'm going to do the washing up, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to record this, and then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that. That's us thinking in the future, right? Because we are linear. So they're saying as much as you can, as much as 80% be in the moment. When you're then doing those things, such as recording, such as doing the washing up or whatever you've got to do, you be in the moment of doing them and you don't allow yourself to go in your head and think about what you've got to do next. And Spirit have just showed me an alarm clock. So they're saying that this could be just a tip for me, a tip for you, that if you've got something to do, set a timer on the time that you've got to do it. Okay, set a timer on the time that you've got to do it, and just get on and do it, and be in your moment of what you're doing, and not thinking about what's to come next. So not thinking, oh, I've only got half an hour to do this, and then I've got to do that. I've only got half an hour to do this, and then I've got to do that, and you're trying to get it done as quick as possible. No, set the alarm, get on, do what you've got to do. I've heard this before from Spirit. Spirit have said to me before about setting an alarm when I'm doing stuff. So I'm not thinking about what I'm doing next. I'm being as in the moment and as present as possible. So that's a little tip that will help me, and that should hopefully help you too. I hope this makes sense. My energy's a little all over the place because I've literally just received this from Spirit. I'm going to put this in action. I try to be as present as I can anyway, enjoy the moments as much as I can, but I obviously needed this little reminder. There's a reason why I asked the question to Spirit, and maybe you needed that little reminder too. So lots of love to you, my angels, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.